On June 30th, 2026, the sky presents a harsh geometry. The sun sits in direct opposition to a nearly full moon, creating a high-stakes balance between our internal needs and external pressures. The sun sits in Cancer, pulling our attention inward. This placement demands emotional safety, a retreat into our roots, and the quiet sanctuary of home. Directly across the sky, the moon in Capricorn pulls in the exact opposite direction. It demands attention to our external societal roles, career commitments, and unyielding public duties. This diagram illustrates the polarity. The glowing sun and bright full moon are locked in a direct opposition across the center axis of the zodiac, pulling us in two different directions at once. But the sky adds a volatile spark to this tug-of-war. In Gemini, Mars and Uranus collide. This conjunction injects sudden, erratic energy into our nervous systems, threatening to turn a careful balancing act into a chaotic break if we lose focus. Beyond the immediate tension, Jupiter opposes Pluto in Aquarius, while Pluto receives supportive angles from Uranus and Neptune. This complex interaction between the outer planets signals a collective turning point, where our internal belief structures must be overhauled to align with a broader societal shift. Navigating this day requires conscious alchemy. We have to find the precise midpoint between the vulnerability of our roots and the heavy responsibility of our wings. Aries feels the friction immediately between family warmth and professional demands. Relieving this pressure requires dropping the mask of invincibility and finally voicing your hidden fears to those closest to you. Leo faces a sharp contrast between their natural public radiance and a quiet, urgent need for spiritual retreat. A careful, private audit of your resources and hidden expenses will serve you better today than another grand performance. Sagittarius is forced to confront deep-seated anxieties around shared finances and emotional attachment. Protecting your personal worth right now means setting strict, unapologetic boundaries. For the fire signs, raw forward momentum will fail today. True power comes from pausing the action and exposing your emotional vulnerabilities to the people you trust. Taurus must merge a deep craving for familiar comfort with sudden technological or educational leaps. Embracing these unexpected new methods is required to protect your long-term financial stability. Virgo is tasked with ruthlessly analyzing professional networks. You need to strip away partnerships that demand perfectionism and restructure your circles to support genuine creative expression. Capricorn stands at the focal point of today's full moon. The realization hits that your stoic leadership is creating deep isolation. Injecting actual emotional warmth into your contracts and partnerships is essential to keep them intact. Earth signs rely on rigid frameworks, but under today's cosmic pressure, rigidity snaps. Emotional flexibility is the only way to preserve the structures you've spent years building. Gemini is absorbing the explosive Mars-Uranus conjunction directly. To avoid burning out, you must force your sudden, revolutionary ideas into stable, practical financial realities. Libra is caught between maintaining a flawless public image and managing a messy domestic reality. Easing the pressure requires brutally honest communication about your personal limits and household responsibilities. Aquarius is stepping out from the shadows of unseen daily service. It is time to question whether your career trajectory actually aligns with your deepest spiritual beliefs, or if you are simply running on autopilot. Air signs cannot outthink today's alignments. You must physically and emotionally ground your hyperactive nervous energy, or risk complete mental exhaustion. Cancer, with the sun in your sign, must shed the exhausting archetype of the universal savior. It is time to demand fair, reciprocal energy in both your professional collaborations and your romantic life. Scorpio needs to utilize clear, compassionate communication to dismantle ancient patterns of psychological control and secrecy that are suffocating your close relationships. Pisces is overflowing with expansive romantic and creative energy, but this must be balanced against the harsh necessity of setting hard limits in group projects and joint financial investments. Water signs possess an immense emotional output. Today, you must borrow the Capricorn energy across the sky to build levees, structuring and protecting your reserves from being entirely drained by others. The friction on the Cancer-Capricorn axis serves as a localized trigger for a much larger movement. With Pluto in Aquarius receiving harmonious aspects from Uranus and Neptune, we are entering a phase of systemic restructuring that forces our global institutions to reflect a more evolved state of consciousness. This animation mirrors the process of internal reorganization happening right now. Dense, opaque societal structures are cracking and reforming into transparent, highly stable new shapes. Today's pressure facilitates a spiritual alchemy. By exposing the cracks in our old foundations, these transits force an evolution that upgrades both the individual and the collective simultaneously. If this breakdown helped you navigate today's intense alignments, share this cosmic light with someone who needs it, and subscribe to stay aligned with our daily celestial movements. For those seeking deeper spiritual and astrological counsel, you can find detailed insights and guidance at donastro.com. The sky is always speaking, but its wisdom is reserved strictly for those willing to truly listen.